We often hear from lawmakers in Republican-led states after legislation that limits or bans abortions is passed, but we don't often hear from the women and their families whose lives are directly impacted by these restrictive laws. This morning, we have one of those women from Florida joining us to share her deeply personal story. Deborah Dorbert learned that she was pregnant last August, but 23 weeks into what seemed to be a normal pregnancy, just before Thanksgiving, an ultrasound revealed the baby suffered from a lethal condition called Potter syndrome. Babies with Potter syndrome often die before they're born or suffocate within minutes or hours after birth. After agonizing over what to do, Deborah and her family made the extremely difficult decision to terminate the pregnancy. But her doctors and their lawyers refused, fearful they would run afoul of Florida's 15-week abortion ban. Just last week, Republican Governor Ron DeSantis signed a law moving that ban up to 6 weeks. Deborah's primary care doctor was so frustrated with the situation, he spoke out on social media.
So I have a patient who is about 32 weeks pregnant, who found out back in November that her fetus is not going to survive. There are no developing bladder or kidneys, and therefore that's incompatible with life. Now, because of the new Florida abortion laws that have been passed by the Republicans here, she has to carry this baby to term, which is at least to 37 weeks. Now, there is no doctor willing to terminate this pregnancy because of the laws that are here and the concern that the government could come after a physician.
Without any other feasible options, Deborah was forced to carry the pregnancy to term, delivering the baby who died shortly after birth. Deborah joins us now, along with her husband, Lee Dorbert. Also with us, Deborah's primary care physician, who you saw in that video, Dr. David Berger. Thank you all very much for joining us. Deborah, I know this is very hard, and I appreciate your helping us understand these situations and sharing your story with us. I'd like you to bring us back, if you could, to the decision to terminate. Can you explain why that made the most sense given your situation?
It wasn't an easy choice to make, but just the mental and physical pain that I was going to have to endure with the pregnancy. That's kind of why we decided to go ahead and terminate. Pregnancy isn't easy as it is, and so knowing that whether I got induced or went to full term, the baby would pass after birth. So we just decided to go ahead and terminate the pregnancy, but I ended up having to go to full term.
So if you could tell us about that, the experience of having to go to full term with a baby that you knew would not survive, and what your reaction was when you heard that you didn't have the option to take care of yourself and perhaps lessen the pain of the baby.
When we had found out, it was right before Christmas, and it was very heartbreaking because I knew the next couple of months was not going to be easy, both mentally and physically. I dealt with a lot of, and I'm still dealing with a lot of depression and anxiety, and just the physical pain through the pregnancy, because there was no amniotic fluid, so there was no cushion for the baby. So, I mean, the baby was pushing up on my ribs and my SI, my round ligament. And so it was very painful, and obviously I can't take any medicine because I still am pregnant. So I felt down into like deep depression and just was in pain all the time.
Lee, tell me your reaction when you also realized your wife didn't have the options that one would think she would have in a situation like this, and what it was like to watch her go through this pain that she was talking about, and obviously the impact on her mental health. And you have, she has, you all have another child as well that
Yes,
you had to explain the situation to.
Correct. So the first emotion, of course, is anger that we don't have this ability to make this decision, you know, for what was best for our family, not only what was best for her, but what was best for our son, to, you know, sit there and watch her belly grow and expect a sibling and not quite understand that baby's not coming home yet. And then, you know, also, you know, it's a part of healing. You know, we were wanting a second child. We were wanting, you know, my son to have a sibling to grow up with, and, you know, being able to terminate and was being able to start the healing process to possibly be able to start to have another child. And now, because of the stress of this pregnancy on her and on her body in the uterus, her doctor is now telling us that, you know, we should be waiting almost another year before we even try again, just to make sure that her body can properly heal before starting this process. So I was very angry at first, knowing that we didn't have the ability to make the decision for ourselves of what was best for us. And, you know, I very quickly had to turn that into, you know, focusing on the positive of, you know, for my son, for my wife, and, you know, also for our, you know, our baby as well, of, you know, trying to provide as much love as we could and for that child.
I know that experience that you all went through, having the baby, is too hard to talk about, which is completely understandable. We reached out to the hospital that you went to for a response. We didn't hear back, but a spokesman for the Lakeland Regional Health Hospital System the doctors are affiliated with did provide a statement to the Washington Post when it reached out for comment. They declined to discuss Deborah's case specifically or how it is interpreting the new law. The spokesman's statement reads in part, Lakeland Regional Health complies with all laws in the state of Florida, and they do. Dr. Berger, I don't even know how you help a patient in a situation like this when you cannot actually give the woman the health care she needs. You spoke out on social media. What do people need to know about terminating a pregnancy and all the different components that go into why this procedure is necessary for a woman's health and well-being?
Yeah, good morning. So obviously we've talked a lot about should the government be involved in a decision between a patient and their doctor in the first place. And because when we were doing a follow-up appointment as part of our annual, and at first when she told me she was pregnant, I didn't realize that all of this was going on. This was at 31 weeks. And then very quickly the conversation turned from, oh, how can I support your pregnancy, to how can I support you? And because of the platform that I do have on social media, I asked her if they wanted to be public with this story, to perhaps that other people know about this going on. Perhaps laws can change, people can rally around this. And so really that's why I brought it forward, because this is happening around the country. There's another case in Texas going on a similar, where a baby's brain is not developing and has no chance of real survival. So we want this to be awareness that this is happening to people all over the place, and the unintended consequences of these types of restrictive bills. I'm sure that the legislators never thought that this would be the type of circumstance that would happen, but it happened.
Yeah. Deborah, I want to give the final word to you. I just want to know what you would like to say to Republican lawmakers who are creating these laws that kept you from having the options that you desperately needed.
I just feel that I don't know, politicians should stay out of healthcare and let the doctors practice and treat their patients. Is just kind of how I feel, because I feel like I didn't get the health care that I needed for this pregnancy. I had some great doctors that helped me get through it, but they still weren't able to practice and treat me right away like I needed.
Deborah and Lee Dorbert, thank you both. We'll be praying for you. Thank you so much for sharing this really traumatic story with us. And Dr. David Berger, thank you as well for being a voice for women's health. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.